All right, everybody. Today we are talking about what is, in my opinion, one of the most beautiful macaw species in the world, and that here is the scarlet macaw. This is just a 6-month-old baby, so he's still learning his manners. He's a little nippy sometimes. He just weaned about a week ago. It can take up to 6 months to wean one of these babies off of formula. So you might see him from time to time. He's adventuring with his beak. But we'll allow him that, and if he's doing anything, we'll correct him a little bit if we have to. So the scarlet macaw I was mentioning, I believe, is to be one of the most beautiful of all the macaw species, and here's why. They are nicknamed the rainbow of the rainforest, I think for obvious reasons. They have this beautiful red plumage, followed by yellow, green, blue, and violet, and that continues down through their tail. So even the tips of their tail gets the blue and red color. Their chest is just bright red. They've got this standout, stunning white face that's pretty much featherless. This macaw originates in Central and South America. They're actually the national bird of Honduras. In the wild, there's estimated to be anywhere between 50 and 500,000. I did a ton of research trying to get a better number. I think it's probably safe to go with the lower number in this instance. But this bird is listed as least concerned by CITES, but it's still listed. So their population is decreasing, and they're keeping a close eye on that. Something very interesting about the scarlet macaw is they're a monogamous bird, which means that they only have one partner for their entire lives. So whenever the parents of this bird, they will mate for life. They also breed very sparsely. Scarlet macaws are known to only have eggs, sometimes as few as every 2 years, and they can have just 1 to a max of 4 eggs. So, two parents, if you have a breeding pair of macaws, of scarlet macaws in particular, you may only see 1 baby every 2 years, which does make them one of the more expensive birds to own when it comes to macaws. They live in the wild between 40 and 50 years. And in captivity, they've been known to live as long as 90 years due to the advances in medicine and, the lack of predators and the access to the proper nutrition. But it's more typical that they live 60 to 70 years in captivity. Their beaks are extremely strong. So looking at that beak, that's why I said, he's been nipping me a little bit as he's learning here, and he's trying to gain balance. So he used that beak as like a third foot to gain balance, especially as babies. But their beaks are strong enough to split coconuts wide open. So always using caution whenever you're handling a macaw. They have the intelligence of a 4 to 8-year-old child. They are thought to be one of the most intelligent birds in the world. With that being said, it's funny, people always ask if they can talk. They're definitely a competent speaker. They talk well, but macaws in general aren't known for their speaking capabilities. So birds that talk much better, we would say like African grays, Amazon species, but the macaws are definitely still going to learn to talk and mimic. But these guys are definitely vocal, more likely to squawk much, in a very loud manner. Something I found that was really interesting about them is they actually eat a lot of fruits that have toxins in them in the wild, but they fly to riverbanks and they actually will eat and feed on a clay off the riverbank that inhibits the toxins from hurting them. So that's a fun little fact that we, probably don't think about much in captivity. But I thought that was really neat in the wild because they do have a wide variety of diet. So we offer this guy fresh fruits and veggies. He has a pelleted diet. Moderate seed diet. Want to definitely eat more pellets than seeds, but he gets a wide range of fruits and veggies. Did you just say hello? Yes, you're already talking and you're only 6 months. That's amazing. Speaking of their diet, we'll go right into some of the other care with them. They do, obviously, due to their size, being almost 3 feet long, they do require a very large cage size. The absolute bare minimum, and we always would tell you bigger is better in cage size, is going to be 40 by 36. I actually have a cage, a macaw cage behind me. It's obviously much bigger than I am. Bigger is always better, but regardless of the cage size, your macaw is going to need time outside of its cage every single day. If they're not getting daily interaction, they'll become very unhappy, very destructive, very stressed out. They can pluck feathers. They'll get destructive behaviors. They'll scream really loud. They want attention. This is, again, like having a 4-year-old. They need a ton of toys. We recommend 4 to 5 toys at a time, and then also rotating them, and then providing them. Remember, they're foragers, so inside their cage needs to be a big enough area that you can provide food in 3 to 5 different areas inside the cage, so that even you can still stimulate that foraging instincts that the bird has, so that they can forage inside their cage. When they come outside their cage, you want to again provide them foraging capabilities. Going back to how few and how sparsely they breed, that does make this a very expensive macaw. The scarlet macaws range in price anywhere between $8,000 and upwards of $10,000. We see them very often over $10,000 in cost. So this guy here already has a home, but we do get macaws in from time to time. Not an inexpensive bird, and definitely a huge time commitment. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask them in the comments, and we'll do our best to answer. Like and subscribe for more educational content. Check out our shorts for some more fun content, and we'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.